Hey there, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you a fast and easy way to start making money online with Amazon KDP. In fact, I'm going to be showing you one seller that's making $177 per day by publishing just one of these types of books. The best part about this is it's a great way for beginners to start their publishing journey because these types of interiors are actually very simple to make, meaning that you don't need any prior experience to start making these types of books. In fact, I'm going to be showing you how to get started creating this type of book, as well as the interior, as well as the super important keyword research, which is what you're going to need to get your book seen, ranked, and sold. But before that, hey guys, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. And right now we're talking about low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that being said, let's get started. So what type of book am I talking about today? Well, I'm talking about the dot marker coloring book. And what is a dot marker coloring book? Well, it's a coloring book with designs made of large dots that's meant to be filled in using dot markers for easy and fun coloring, and is usually made for kids. And this is a fun type of coloring book that's usually bought by parents and by teachers for their kids as a fun activity. And the best part about it is that these types of books will actually sell year round, meaning you can make a stable income from just producing dot marker coloring books. Now, whenever you're publishing on Amazon KDP, the very first thing that you want to do is your niche research. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean finding out if the niche that you want to get into is something that's going to be worth it and something that's going to be profitable. And on top of that, you're going to want to find the keywords that are going to go into your title, your subtitle, and the back end keywords that'll give your book the best chance at ranking on the first page of Amazon, as well as even being seen on Google. So here on Google, I did a search for dot marker coloring book, and the very first thing that we see is this Amazon listing for this book, for this Do a Dot Art coloring books for kids. And so this book is actually getting increased visibility from Google, which is going to lead to more clicks, which is also going to lead to more sales. And if we scroll down a little bit more to these images, we can see that here's another book right here, Amazon book, that is seeing increased visibility. If I expand this, we're going to see here's another Amazon book. And then if I scroll down some more, here are a couple more Amazon books right here. And if we do a little bit more scroll, here's another book that's on the first page of Amazon. So while it's not critical to end up on the first page of Google to make sales, if you do, you're just going to get increased visibility, which is going to in turn lead to more sales. Now I'm here on Google Trends and I did a search for dot marker because the other terms like dot marker coloring book just didn't have enough data. But for the search term dot marker, we can see the trend of this search term for the past 5 years. And as you can see for the last couple of years, there is a clear trend going upwards, which is really good if you are interested in making these types of books. Now, when I'm doing niche validation and keyword research, I like to look for 3 specific things. Number 1, I like to look for search results that are about 1,000 and below, because this will tell me that the competition is not so high. Number 2, I like to look for 3 books that are all KDP books that are ranking at about 300,000 or below, because this is going to tell me that there is demand for this niche and these keywords. And number 3, I like to look for a niche score that's provided by a plugin that I use that has a score of 50 and above. So I'm here on Amazon and I did a broad search term for dot marker coloring book. And the first thing that we're going to see is this purple box right here. And this is the plugin, the free plugin that I use from Self-Publishing Titans called Titans Quick View. So if you want to go ahead and download it so you can see the same information that I'm seeing, feel free to go ahead and do that. But the very first thing that I look at are the search results. And right here, we're seeing 1,000 search results. To be specific, it's actually 1,150 search results, which is what the plugin will give us. But that is still about 1,000 search results and below. So that satisfies my first requirement. Now, the next thing that we're going to look at is, are there 3 KDP books here that are all ranking under 300,000 or below? And so if we scroll through, we're going to see the first 4 books here have this sponsored post right here on the bottom of them. So this is not something we're looking at when we're going through our evaluation, because people pay to get their books up here on the first page of Amazon. So we're going to just disregard this and look at the first book without the sponsored listing, which will be the start of the organic rankings. And as you can see, it's this book right here. And so this book is a KDP book because it says independently published, which signifies that it's a KDP book. And we can see that it has a bestsellers rank of 2049. So that's one book. If we scroll down some more, we see that there's this bestseller right here. And in fact, it is a KDP book, ranking it at 7,444. So that's book number 2. And then we have this third book right here, independently published, that has a ranking of 6,725. And then we have another one, and another one, and they're all ranking well below the 300,000 BSR that we're looking for. So I know there's a lot of demand for this specific keyword as well as this niche. And if we look at the niche score, it's giving us a 76, which is well above the 50 that we're looking for. So now that all 3 of my requirements have been satisfied, I know that there's good potential for profit in this niche. So the next thing is to actually look at some book examples and see what they're doing so that we know how to create these types of interiors. So we have a lot of books here to choose from, but the one I want to focus on specifically is this dot marker activities book, this one right here. So if we go ahead and click on it, let's go check out what this book looks like. So as we can see, it has an overall ranking of 2049. We can see that it has a 4.8 out of 5 rating and 471 ratings overall, which is really good. We can see this book contains 50 large funny pictures, which I'm assuming it has about 100 pages, which yes, it has 102 pages. It was published back in December 28, 2022. So it's gonna have some ranking history for us to look at, which is right here, which is also provided by the Self-Publishing Titans plugin. So this allows us to see the historical BSR of a book. And this is the performance of the past 30 days. If we look at 90 days, 6 months to a year, we can see how well it's been performing. As you can see, it's actually gradually gotten better. So the way this graph works is as the line goes down, the rankings get lower, which means the sales get better. And if we go all time, we can see that from the beginning, when it was published back in 2022, all the way to 2024, how well this book has been selling. And honestly, this book has been selling well for a very, very long time, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. If we scroll down to try to see if there's any A+ content, we're going to see that there are some pictures here of the interiors. So this is exactly what we're looking for to try to see how we can replicate this type of book. As you can see, they're very simple images with just circles inside where the marker is supposed to fill in these circles. And then if we scroll down, we can see some books here from the publisher where it's just a good way to cross-sell your customer to buying more of your books. And then we have more books right here. And believe it or not, this A+ content will actually help you make sales because it helps the customer see a little bit more about the book, as well as being able to showcase other types of your books that your customers might be interested in. Now, if you want to learn how to make A+ content, I made a video about this, so go ahead and click somewhere around the screen, or I'll leave the link down in the description for you to watch. Now, if we take the bestsellers rank of 2049 and put it into a sales calculator to try to see how much it's making, we're going to see that with the ranking of 2049, about 102 pages, priced at $6.99, that this book is making about 87 sales per day, which equates to 2,610 sales per month. But in terms of money, it's making about $177 per day and $5,334 per month in estimated royalties. Now, to be making over $5,000 every single month from just one simple book is pretty outstanding. Now that we've gone through niche validation with things like the demand and the competition, and we know a little bit about how the interior looks like, it's time to actually make the interior. And in order to do that, there's actually a couple different ways to do this. So for this example, I'm going to use Canva because it's a free program, but honestly, you can use whatever program that you feel like using. And right here, I've set up the page at 8.5 by 11. And the first thing that we're going to want to do is actually go and try to find some images to work with. And a good place to go about that is just to use the Canva elements. So if we go ahead and click the elements right here on the left-hand side, we can go ahead and search for elements for this type of interior. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and already did a recent search here, outline animal, and go through these graphics. And what you're gonna notice is there's a lot of these outlines of animals that could work well for this type of book. But if you're not using the paid version of Canva, you want to stay clear of these images right here where it says Pro with the crown, because these are only available to be able to use on your products for Canva Pro subscribers. So just make sure you use images that don't have the crown symbol. But if we go ahead and scroll through here, we're going to go ahead and just use this penguin as our example. So here's the penguin on the page, and I'm just going to make it larger just for the example here. Just there we go. Now, this is actually very simple. All we would have to do is once we have an image that we like, we want to go ahead and click on elements here and type in circle, and then look for these graphics right here and look for a circle like this one. Just put it on the page, and then we can just resize it like this. And then all we have to do is just fill in the spots where we want to put in our circles that signify where the dot markers are supposed to be coloring in. So if I just copy and paste this, I can just move this around and basically just fill in the belly of this penguin until we have a completed picture. So I've gone ahead and rearranged these circles as you can see on the page here, and that's pretty much it. All we'd have to do is just create maybe 50 of these types of images. So if I open a new page and I go back and look at the animals here with the outlines, we can go look for another animal. For example, this bear right here, and we just have to make it bigger like so. And then just put in the circles like we did with the penguin. So you can see how simple this is to make. There's really nothing special, no special skills to know in order to make this type of interior, which is why it's a really good beginner-friendly way to start making some sales with Amazon KDP and your publishing journey. But you get the point here. This is all I'm doing right here. Now, if you're looking for more graphics and you don't seem to find what you're looking for on Canva, you can always go to another site like Creative Fabrica to find more elements. So here I am on Creative Fabrica. I did a search for outline coloring page. And as you can see, there are a bunch of these images right here ready for us to use. And all you'd have to do is just do your search, go through here and find something that you like that's based off of the type of book that you want to create. For example, I found this animal kingdom just full of safari animals, which I think would go well with this type of book. So you could easily download these and then go ahead and upload these onto Canva and be able to put the circles inside them to create your interior pages. So here we have the elephant that I downloaded from Creative Fabrica, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is. Same thing, it's this exact same method right here. The other thing that you could do is if this circle is not what you're looking for, you could get a thicker circle here. For example, this one. And if this one suits your style better, you can go ahead and use this, but it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is just fill in the image with these circles. And as you can see, it's as simple as that. All you'd have to do is make 50 of these interior pages, and then you'd be ready to have a complete dot marker coloring book that's ready to be uploaded onto KDP. All you'd have to do is make a cover, which you could just color in one of these images and put it on the cover itself with a title, and then you'd be good to go. Now, if you want a more done for you interior, well, then you can just go back to Creative Fabrica because, well, they already have a lot of these to choose from. Now we're back here on Creative Fabrica and I did a search for dot marker and then I filtered it by KDP interiors. You can see there's over 200 interiors here ready for you to use. And if we look through, you can see that there's a bunch of different types. There's some for summer, there's some for space. We have the alphabet here of letters. We have vehicle and food. We have Halloween. We have fairy dots. We have Christmas. We have Easter. We have dinosaurs. We have a llama. We have fish. There's just a bunch of these interiors that are already done for you. and ready to be uploaded onto KDP. But my suggestion is to not download these as they are and upload them to KDP, but instead to download a few of these interiors and to mix and match them so that you create something more unique and something more original, as well as just uploading these back onto Canva and adding more elements and changing up the way that these pages look. But if you want to go ahead and check out Creative Fabrica, I'm going to leave the link down below, so feel free to check it out. Now, if you want a fully done for you solution that includes your interior and your covers, and that's all ready for you to just hit publish, well, then you're just going to want to go to a site like Fiverr. So I did a search for dot marker on Fiverr. There's 33 results, but we can see with the very first listing here, it says, I will design dot markers activity and coloring book for Amazon KDP. So these are the type of gigs that you want to look for. There's actually a bunch here that actually look pretty nice. So let's go with this guy right here that starts for $15. So as we can see, this guy will make the interior pages as well as the cover that's ready for you to already upload. And so for his basic package of $15, you're gonna get one cover and 30 dot marker interior pages, which is gonna make up about 60 pages. So for $15 for a fully done for you solution, that's actually not bad. If we go look at the standard, which is the 60 pages, that is $30. And then premium, which is gonna give you 120 interiors, that's $60. But honestly, you don't need to do the 120 because that's a little bit too much. It's gonna be a book that's about 240 pages long, which you usually just want to stay around 100 pages for these types of books. So now that we've gone through niche research, we've gone through some book examples and seen how profitable this niche is, and then we've actually gone through the process of how to create the interiors of these pages. The next step is actually to do the all-important keyword research. So if we go back to Amazon, we look at our initial search here of dot marker coloring book. But basically, when I first do research into keywords, I'll just use the main keyword of dot marker. So if we take this out, it'll look something like this, dot marker. And once again, that plugin that I downloaded will actually give me all of these types of keywords. What I'll do is I'll just look through these keywords and see if there's anything that applies to the type of book that I want to make, because dot marker is just for the marker and I really want to make a book. So I'm going to look through things that say book, maybe activity book. So for example, this one, dot markers activity book, and I see a lot of activity books and coloring books. The first thing I'll try is activity. And so you can see it comes up with a list of all of these keywords. And so what I'll do is I will copy and paste this onto a spreadsheet, which then I'll analyze later when I've had time to go through this niche and grabbed all of the keywords that I needed. And then the other one that I saw was dot markers coloring book. So let's type in coloring here and let's see what Amazon comes up with. And so I'll go ahead and copy and paste this onto my list as well. And then what I like to do is I like to take the keyword and then I like to go through the alphabet. So for example, I type in A, and I'll wait and see what comes up. And then this was the first one that we had, but I'll go ahead and copy all this. Then I'll go to B, copy all this, C, copy all this, D, copy all this, E, copy all this, and so on and so forth, all the way until I get through the alphabet. And then what I'll do is I'll actually go through one of the pages here and I'll look at the titles that they're using. So for example, this one says dot markers activity book, fun creative coloring. So I keep track of these names and I'll just try to see if there's any other keywords that I can enter in to see if I can find more keywords for my list. So for example, I see cute and then I also see sea animals, farm animals. So I see some words that are before the main keyword here. So let me go and try doing that. Sea animals dot. We'll see a few more that show up right here. So I'll go ahead and save that. And so on and so forth. So when you've gone through the cycle of finding a lot of these keywords and you've saved them, you put them on your list, then it should look a little something like this. As you can see, I have a list of keywords here. This is about a list of 86, and I've done my analysis on each and every one of them. So this is basically what you want to do. Is for each keyword that you find on the search suggestion on Amazon, you want to keep track of some information like what we talked about in the beginning of the video. For example, the search volume, the 3 under 300,000 KDP books, the average BSR on the first page, as well as the niche score. So as you can see, I've done every single one of these keywords and I've taken the time to go ahead and analyze it. So as I was going through these keywords, I found a lot of them that satisfied all three of my requirements. And these are keywords that we can go ahead and use for the title, the subtitle, and to fill in the back end keywords. So for example, if I see this one right here that has a niche score of 92, a search result of 919, and it satisfies the 3 under 300,000 BSR with the average BSR on the first page of 24,000, it would be the dot marker activity book toddler. So then I would think about maybe creating a dot marker activity book that's geared towards toddlers instead of other age groups. So that's just one example. We have another keyword for toddlers right here, dot marker activity book for toddlers, which has a very similar score. And then if we just scroll up and look at some other ones, we can see one right here that says dot marker book princess. It has 485 search results. It satisfies the 3 under 300,000 BSR, has a pretty good overall BSR on the first page, and has a niche score that's acceptable at 56. So this might be a theme that I would think about and combine it with the toddler niche. Maybe I could create a princess dot marker activity book for toddlers. So that's just a suggestion that I've been thinking about. And so you can just go through all of these keywords, play around with them, and see what you can come up with when you're thinking about your title, your subtitle, and those back-end keywords. Now, going through the process of analyzing each and every one of those keywords can take some time. It can take hours, and at times it can take days, but that's what it's going to take to be successful on KDP and to make sure that you have the correct titles, subtitles, and those backend keywords so that your book can get ranked and seen on the first page of Amazon and even be seen on Google. And I know it can be time consuming, but since you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to make this list of dot marker keywords available to you for download. So go ahead and check the link to my Gumroad shop in the description below and feel free to use them for your own book that you can go upload on KDP and start making some sales today. Well, there you have it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and hopefully you're able to implement it into your low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you did like the video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.